This is my first post on Reddit. My individual counselor has asked me to make a post to get it off my chest. I'm sorry. I know I'm in no position to negotiate. I did the worst thing imaginable. I'm sorry for making this long. I'm 42F, my husband is 44M, and we have an adorable daughter 17F. I was the one to have an affair. My husband is a real estate agent who works multiple hours and spends much of his time out. During October 2020, a guy, let's call him Jay, 24, knocked me on Instagram. We chatted in a decent way. Turns out he's the younger brother of a classmate with whom I attended high school. We chatted for 7 months, and in April 2021, we met the first time. Soon after, we began to have an emotional affair which later turned physical in June 2021. Despite knowing I had a family, I somehow convinced my selfish self that I was right, that it isn't serious and should be okay. I did not know what I was thinking. Needless to say, I was denying my husband any cuddling or romances. We were more like roommates at this point. We just basically slept on the same bed. We didn't talk much. He was struggling at his job. I couldn't be a good wife to him. I used to taunt him, argue with him over small reason. I used to absolutely despise him. Jay was much more fit and handsome than him. Jay began to think I settled for less even after I had a family and a good marriage. I'm going to be honest. It was all on me. August. His mother passed away and he breaks down in the bad way. He never had a good connection with his mother. She disapproved of me because of my past choices, which is why I asked him to choose. I was pregnant at that time too. After this, he rarely talked to his mom in front of me, though he met her a few times without telling me. He began to argue with me more, blaming me for his mom's death, that I was what kept him from meeting his mom, and I must be happy now that she's gone. I did another bad thing here. I didn't support him emotionally. I shouted at him. I didn't realize the impact it had on our daughter. I told him in August I wanted a divorce. That further broke him down. I rented out a small apartment and moved out, taking my daughter with me. I told her I didn't want her near her father, as he was having a mental breakdown and becoming emotionally abusive. Jay sometimes used to visit us. I introduced her to my daughter. They became friends due to similar gaming mentality. They both play the same game, I guess. Things took the worst turn possible on 24th September. Jay tried to make a move on my daughter. She barely got out and called her father. I was working in the office then. She tried to reach out but couldn't due to my phone being on silent mode. When I saw her calls, I rushed to my home to find it filled with police and people. Jay was rushed to the hospital with a broken arm, broken jaw, and swollen eyes. My daughter told everything to the police. Her eyes were red and she had been crying. I tried to console her, but she pushed me away. As my daughter was the victim and my husband had friends in the department, no charges were pressed against him. He was let go after police confirmed Jay was harassing my daughter. After everything calmed down for a bit that day evening, my husband reached out to me with my daughter asking for the truth. I gave him the truth then. I apologized, begged, cried for him, told him this was the worst mistake and I never thought for things to turn out this way. What hurt more is my daughter telling me I was a homewrecker. Husband said he's going to take our daughter with him and we will be getting divorced. He's pushing for full custody and filing a fresh paperwork for divorce on grounds of infidelity. I told him I want to work on our marriage. Beg him I want a chance. He isn't listening to me. I cut off all contacts with Jay October 2nd, Jay's girlfriend. Yes, he has a girlfriend. I didn't know about her at all. Contacts me and types out all the worst names you can imagine on earth. Tells me that she broke off from AP and she wishes my family breaks up too. After that day, I started to work on my marriage. I tried reaching out to my husband. He blocked me on everything, even has a new phone number. I've began individual counseling, reading books, and trying to come clean about everything. I had a chat with my daughter. She doesn't want to call. I told her everything. Told her I was sorry and all I want now is just a happy family and I'd gladly give up everything to make it work. She tells me I'm selfish and that I would have kept her father in dark only to get restart with Jan thanked for breaking up the happy family and home she has known of. She also told me that her father is introducing her to his side of family, his sister and brother. They're way nicer than I am. I'm sorry for this is long. I'm new on Reddit, and I don't know if this is the right place to post. I need advices to work on my marriage. I realized what I did. Best comments. You're kidding, right? You're asking for advice on how to work on your marriage? Your marriage is over. All you can do now is work on yourself. To pretend that it's not over and that you didn't kill it is delusional. Your daughter will probably forgive you in time. Your soon-to-be ex may as well. But your marriage is over. At this point, you sit back and reflect on who you want to be and what you want to be going forward. Your marriage is finito, and you are pretty delusional to think that you can work your way to things being back to normal. You wanted and pushed for a divorce when your husband was at his worst stage, emotionally, mentally, and much more. You completely refused to support him, decided to tend to the needs of your boy toy. I might be reaching here, but I think you're only trying to mend things because your boy toy is out of the picture. You're getting no sympathy from me. Instead, I will tell you to leave your ex-husband alone because he deserves much better than you. You decided to cheat. Now it's on you to handle the consequences. If he doesn't want to continue the marriage, which in my opinion is completely understandable, then you cannot force him to work with you on this. Now that everything is done and over with, it's a little too late wanting to fix your marriage now. You should have thought about that before you went to bed with someone other than your partner. Let him go. It's over. Hey OP, first I'm sorry if any of my personal attitude seeps into what I'm about to write. I'm going to try not to jump down your throat. You've received enough of that, though I find your actions detestable. I don't see a way back for the relationship with your husband. Even if he manages to forgive you, do you think he can ever trust you again? Staying in a relationship with no trust is hell on both sides. I think you are focusing on the wrong relationship. What do you think your relationship with your daughter is going to be like now? Put yourself in her shoes and look at the sequence of events. You lied to her about the divorce. You lied to her about her dad. You put her in immense danger, and she knows all of that. You should be seeing if she's even open at all to talking to you, and be prepared for everything to get much worse. Unfortunately, your marriage is over. All you can do is sit there and accept it. While everyone makes a mistake, you not only were emotionally abusive to your ex-husband, but you didn't even show any compassion for anyone but yourself and Jay. The fact that you hid every detail about the affair from your husband until after he destroyed your AP. I usually don't condone violence, but this time I'm glad there was. Now your daughter might continue to speak with you, but she needs time to heal. Just accept the divorce and maybe your husband and daughter will come back, maybe not. The ball is in their field now. You no longer have any control of the situation. My opinion. I'll be brief. Obviously, it's too late to save the marriage. Of course, the author of the post did not and could not have known how her act would turn out, but that does not absolve her of guilt. Perhaps in the future they will reconcile with her daughter, and she will forgive her. After all, she is a mother and did not know what consequences her mistake would lead to. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, please give it a like and write your opinion in the comments. See you soon.